Hi, I'm John Mark with PointCentral. Today we'll be installing the PointCentral system using the Alarm.com mobile tech app. For this installation, you'll need an Alarm.com mobile tech login, a drill for efficiency, and needle nose pliers. If you don't have a login, contact your PointCentral account rep. We'll start with installing the Z-Wave lock. Inside of this box is the lock, and there are several key components that we need to identify. The front plate of the lock and the Z-Wave chip, which we'll get to in a moment. Step one of installing the lock will be to put the deadbolt in the door. On the deadbolt, it gives you an arrow indicating which side should be up. Insert the deadbolt into the door. After the deadbolt has been installed, you can install the front part of the lock. In doing so, ensure that the white cord is installed underneath the deadbolt, and also ensure that the center post is aligned with the arrow on top and flat so it can be inserted into the middle section of the deadbolt. Once the front has been installed, we'll put on the back plate of the lock. Ensure that the tongue enters the opening of the front of the lock, and in doing so, make sure that the white cord goes through the center of the lock into the cable slot. It should fit nicely with the front of the lock. Once the back plate has been installed, we'll put on the rest of the back of the lock. We need to ensure two things: that the middle section of the back plate aligns with the center post from the front of the lock, and that the white cord is properly installed. Start by inserting the white cord into the cable hook. Once the white cord has been installed, ensure that the middle drive of the back of the lock will fit with the center post. You can line the white cord on the side of the lock for installation. After the back of the lock has been installed, we'll install the Z-Wave chip that is inside the white box. The Z-Wave chip is green and actually allows for the lock to communicate with our hub. Now, it's important that the Z-Wave chip be installed before the batteries. If the Z-Wave chip is installed after the batteries are inserted, we'll need to factory reset the lock, which we'll show later in the video. After the Z-Wave chip has been inserted, then you can put in the batteries. Once the batteries have been entered into the lock, press the gear button to ensure that the deadbolt is driving in the proper direction. After the batteries are put in the lock and you get the welcome tones, you can enter a programming code. To do this, ensure that the deadbolt has been properly locked or out. Then enter one gear, any 4 to 8 digit number, and then gear to complete the programming code. After the lock is installed, lock the door to ensure that the deadbolt is firing without resistance in the door jamb on this side of the door. Now we're going to replace the thermostat and install the Alarm.com thermostat. But before we do that, we need to ensure that the current thermostat on the wall is working for air conditioning, if applicable, and heat. If both the heat and cool kick on properly, you'll know it's okay to install a new thermostat. Before you remove the plate of the existing thermostat, make sure to take a picture of the wiring. Make sure to flip the breaker so you don't short circuit your HVAC system. After flipping the breaker, you can remove the wiring of the existing thermostat. There's a pressure plate for each wire insert that needs to be pressed in order to pull. Once the wires have been properly removed from the inserts, you can bunch them together and remove the thermostat. If you're using the back plate that surrounds the thermostat, make sure to insert that on the wall first, and then run the wires through the center of the back plate of the thermostat, and then insert onto the plate. Once the back plate has been firmly installed on the wall, you can begin inserting the wires. Once the wires are properly inserted on the back plate of the thermostat, you can install the front plate. On the front plate, there's 4 AA batteries. Insert those, then place the thermostat on the wall. Once the thermostat's properly installed, you can test both heat and cool to ensure that the HVAC system is functioning as designed. Before leaving the property, make sure to put the thermostat on auto mode, which is where there's both the heat and cool icon underneath the temperature, and set it at a temperature range that's reasonable. After successfully installing both devices, so the lock and the thermostat, you can log in to the Alarm.com mobile tech app to enroll devices and to ensure that they're functioning. After logging into the app, select New Customer, then select Activate Commitment. A commitment will be created for every location that you'll be installing. You can search for a commitment using the search field. You can use address or property ID. For today's installation, we'll use 123 Demo Road. On this screen, enter the 10-digit serial number found on the back side of the hub. Once the serial number has been entered, hit Create Customer. And it's important to note that this part should be done prior to powering up and plugging in the hub. If you plug in the hub before you activate the commitment, you'll have to power cycle the hub before devices can be properly enrolled. After the light on the hub goes from blinking white to solid white, you'll know it's time to enroll devices. In the app, select Add Devices, then select Z-Wave. This will put the hub into enroll mode and allow you to enroll as many devices that are in your home at the same time. After putting the hub into enroll mode through the app, you can go to each device and begin pairing it with the network. Ensure that the deadbolt is out, then enter the programming code, gear, 7 gear, and then 1 gear. And those ascending tones signify a proper enrollment. Next, you can enroll the thermostat by holding the down arrow. And you'll notice the radio icon light up. Additionally, the thermostat will show on the devices page in the app. Once you've enrolled all devices, check Run Rediscovery and then hit Save and Exit in the app. After successfully rolling all devices, select Run System Check and then select it one more time. Once the system check is running, the app is confirming the cellular connection and the Z-Wave connection between the lock and the thermostat and any other devices you may have. Additionally, when running the system check, the command to auto download enterprise user codes will be sent. So it's essential to run the check both for confirming cellular and Z-Wave communication, but also to ensure that the proper user codes are downloaded to properties in the vacant group or vacant status. After successfully installing and enrolling devices, so the lock and the thermostat, and running the system check, we can find a place to permanently mount the hub. When mounting the hub, you want to find a location that's outside of normal foot traffic, but is still relatively close to the front door. Ideally, you'll have the hub within 15 feet of the front door, but it can go up to 25. From the packaging, you can take the instructions and the screws to find the best place to put in the anchor screws. Once the screws are on the wall, you can hang the hub by inserting the screws into the bottom of the slide box. After installing the hub on the wall, you can plug in the power adapter. And in the hub packaging is also provided a brace. You can use the brace to secure the power adapter. Once the power adapter is securely installed, you can plug in to the hub. You should notice power on the hub, and after a few moments, the light on the hub will start holding white. After the hub starts holding white, you'll know that you have successfully installed the hub. At this point, the installation is complete and you can pack up your tools and leave the property. Well, thanks for watching the video and learning how to install the PointCentral solution. If you have any questions on installation or anything else in regards to your PointCentral account, you can call PointCentral at 888-532-3032. Thanks for the time.